Alright, let's beat this game. And once again, there is no music and it's a little creepy, but here are my stones. Oh, I don't get to watch like stones protrude forth from my body and get pushed into the correct slots. Maybe that's more of a Zelda thing. So, something barrier, which almost made me scared because I thought they were going to be like, and now you gotta wait for the next update. And then I was like, but this game isn't in early access anymore. So we've got some form of platforming challenge here. Oh, maybe this sign will let me in on what's going on. Okay. Climb the things and activate the switches. That sounds easy. Oh, I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to stand in front of that. What I really want to know is what the heck this thing is. It is a picture, and that is my last picture on this little photo book here. Which, okay, not even gonna move. So, is there not gonna be a final boss then? Is that... I mean, I think it actually would be kind of fitting if the final boss of this game were just a platforming boss rather than a fighting boss, because the fighting bosses have been sort of overwhelming. Not to mention the fact that you defeated two of them by doing the exact same thing. How did you defeat the last one? That would be the giant bucket head in Magma Mountain. I think we just climbed up and then dropped down on top of him, or something like that. So, I've avoided mentioning it up until this point, but it is happening a lot more often now. But for whatever reason, my mouse will just kind of move on its own. But that only appears to happen when this game is active. It's really weird. Also, is this not a switch? It sure looked like one to me. Oh, maybe I want to go after the crystals and not whatever the heck it was I was going after, which looks like just some kind of giant lantern, which, I don't know. The four main worlds are kind of shining off in the distance, so maybe that is going to be important for something. Gotta love it when I can do random wall jumping tricks. Alright. So now I've made it to one of the crystals and still nothing is happening. I'm doing great. Yeah, so I don't use keyboard controls in this game, but you control the camera with the mouse. And, yeah, so when the mouse moves on its own, the camera also moves on its own. It's really bizarre. And you know what? I'm glad I fell, because it... 4 switches awaken the 5 lights looking for crystals. So the things that are next to those lights are not the switches? I'm looking for different switches? I am really confused right now. Maybe this is going to be more of a puzzle boss than a platforming or fighting boss. Guess the binoculars might be of some use here. Thought I saw something in the distance, but I guess it was just stuff. We've also got random floating platforms that don't appear to be doing anything. That kind of looks like a fossil. It's not like... Nah, I didn't think so. I didn't think this game was going to be that cryptic, like find something on the wall and then dig in a spot that doesn't otherwise indicate you to dig in it, and you find a switch that opens up one of those lanterns. Man, I'm confused. I'll admit, I'm pretty lost right now, so... you know, all the random split-ups and the fact that the last two segments were pretty short kind of had me a little concerned that this segment was also going to be really short, but maybe that won't be the case at all as I continue to bumble about and have no idea what I'm doing. Also, for whatever reason, the camera controls just, like, get shut off when you get near one of these light post switch things, which is not good because I want to look around me a little bit. Okay, so this is what I saw from my perch previously, and I'm not really seeing anything that looks like a switch. Well, that moving platform sure looks new. So maybe I'm supposed to take that and then get to that area with the tree. Okay. Is this going to take me on a tour of the level? I have no idea. Just going to keep looking around for things that appear to be switches. And no, not Nintendo switches. Oh, hey. I bet this is a switch. Ooh. Wait. It made a noise. But it didn't do anything. Come on, game. You have to at least tell me what's happening. When all I hear is a buzz and nothing else, it makes me assume that the switch did absolutely nothing. Is that what I'm supposed to believe? Oh, boy. Oh, I thought this was something to dig into, but no, it's just another one of those things that spits fire at you, because things that spit fire at you in this game are highly inconsiderate, I suppose. Well, there's quite a bit of water trickling down, which kind of reminds me of the first couple of weeks at my first job out of college. Our boss would basically just say, we don't have a lot for you to do right now, but it'd be suspicious if you all left at the same time. So, you know, starting around a certain time, I forget when, it was just like, just start trickling out. And that then became the theme for every time we were leaving work. We'd always say we were trickling out. We even set up a little website on our just a random hosted website somewhere, and it would just count down until trickle time or trickling or whatever we decided to call it that day. And then one of my Apple-hating co-workers would hijack it so that it would say Apple sucks and flash it on the screen for about like a quarter of a second every 10 seconds. Good times. So I've definitely found one of those 4 switches, right? There's no way that that would not be one of the 4 switches. And they all seem to have the logos that are the same as the things that are nearby. Oh, are you going to need me to push these switches in the correct order? It's hard enough for me to even find the bloody things. That's really the only thing I have to go off of right now, considering that I've found 2, and upon pressing said 2 switches... Oh, that's probably why it's in yellow, so I need to push the yellow one first, red one second... Wait, no, mountain is... yeah. No. Green, red, yellow, and blue. And I found yellow and blue, but not the other ones. I sure hope I can remember that when I actually find the switches, because I'm probably just going to get real excited that I found the switch, and then hop on it without thinking, because that's how I roll, I suppose. We know we want green first. Okay, here's green. Ready? Yay! I did a thing correctly. And red was over here and down a bit. Well, these better not reset if I fall down, because I know I'm going to fall down at some point. Should probably try to pick up some hearts just in case. Alright. We already know where the blue one is. Oh, jeez. I hate... Well, it's kind of cute how the fire just makes you start running, but it's also really annoying if you're trying to stay perched on a really small platform, which is a rather common occurrence in this game. Alright. It kinda looks like the level is broken up into 4 quadrants, sort of. So we should probably be focusing on... Oh, hey, look, there's the yellow switch. Now that I know what to look for with those little icons from the stone collecting warp areas, it's a lot easier to find these things. Just gotta wall jump my way up, and always remember that wall jumps are for cool kids only. 'Cause they were super hard to do in the original. Wait, I've already said this in a previous segment, haven't I? Oh, whatever. All you really need to know is that wall jumps are for cool kids only. And now we need... I guess it isn't blue, it's purple, but... Purple switch was somewhere over here, so... Maybe there aren't really... No, they're still kind of quadrant-like, because it should be on this side, because I discovered it when I was on my way back from being on, like, this far edge over here. Oh wait, is that it right there? Oh man, I almost landed right on it without... Yeah, see, it totally looks blue because of the shadows, but it's probably purple because that's what color the thing is. Now I bet those things are active, and oh boy. Am I about to get attacked? Okay, well so far nothing's happening. I do hear things moving around. Let me just take a guess and say that I want these to be aiming at the correctly colored stone things. Yep, that sure is what they want me to do. What exactly is this going to do? I mean, I think the whole point... I kind of forgot what the quote-unquote story of this game was, but I think the whole point is we're just looking for some big, marvelous treasure, right? Is it a globe? I think it's a globe. Hey, I showed those cutscenes on screen during that first level segment, so you guys should know just about as much about this game as I do, and oh, I am fairly certain that those things want to kill me. I think pretty much all the spotlights are gonna be, like, towards the top of the level, so let's get up there and try not to get set on fire, or... Yeah, let's just ignore those things and not try to figure out what the heck happens when you get caught by them. Two down. There you go. Don't park the car in the driving snow. Oh man, I was doing like this big skills exhibition just making my way up this tower, and I don't actually think there's a spotlight up here. Except, I don't know if I've even found the yellow one yet. Okay, well this is the red crystal, so there was something important here, just not the thing I was looking for. Okay, there's the yellow spotlight. However, the red spotlight is going to be easier to get to, assuming I don't crash and burn. Exactly like that. Alright, okay, so I still see spotlights pointing at the correct things, so that's a good thing. We're going to avoid you again. Yeah, I'm just going to assume I will take damage, and maybe he does an area of effect with his big O smash down thing, but I really don't want to find out because, I mean, this is the last area of the game. They might have decided to be like, hey, let's artificially make this harder by making those things super powerful and kill you in one hit. I wouldn't necessarily put that past them. Alright, 75% of the way there. We're making good progress. I'm really curious as to what's going to happen, because I'll be honest, I came here expecting a final boss fight. Is all my items going to get taken away? Is that why there's no section for it in the manual or the journal or whatever? They haven't really been to this area. Oh, jeez. These spikes keep taking me completely by surprise. So there's just nothing to indicate that spikes would pop up there. Yeah, like that too. It keeps happening even though I should just assume that a blank area like that is going to contain spikes. Alright, fire. Thanks for making me do a little bunny hop for no reason. Alright, come on. Nothing. Nothing is happening. Oh, wait. There's a fifth one for that blue crystal, but I didn't see a switch for it. Do I go to the crystals now that the light is on them? Do I hang out next to this blue one? Do I hope he smashes it? That doesn't make much sense. No, there's clearly 4 things. I'm gonna have to go back to that sign again, aren't I? Hold on a second, I have a little bit more exploration I want to do before I head back to the sign. Everything's pointed in the correct way. Just gonna randomly take it off and put it back on again. I mean, it makes the most sense to point them at the correct icons, or whatever. 4 switches awaken 5 lights looking for crystals. So is there a 5th spotlight then? That'll point to that blue thing? So now we have to go look for spotlights again. Man, these big mountain golem troll things. Oh yeah, there totally is another spotlight. I was just totally ignoring it because I assumed that there were only 4, because that's how many switches there were. But man, those stone golem things, what are they called again? Gotta tap the right D-pad as fast as possible. Mr. Stein? Wow, that's a lame name. Anyways, these Mr. Steins, I can't quite put my finger on exactly what all they sound like. I'm gonna say a bull. I think they most closely resemble a bull, or possibly a rhino. So now we go to that big old round stone, and it's going to be a warp, or a spiral staircase. Oh hey, look, there's a thing off in the distance. And as we know from our experience in the forest that one time, red lights in the distance always mean medallions, even though medallions are mostly golden and not red. There's a little bit of red in them, but it's mostly just that little ribbon. Oh, who am I to judge?